as a question. I always found this idea of serving to be a very Christian idea. But in my spiritual journey, I came to see that actually it is a very intrinsic part because it opens the heart and makes one humble. But I still recognize in me that there is a Christian idea that I should serve and not enrich myself. Could you please comment a bit on this topic of service? I guess if we're going to be in service, we have to decide who we're in service to. And that's where somehow it goes wrong in this question, you see, or it goes wrong in the Christian idea of service. We're all meant to serve the poor, the suffering, the little children, the handicapped, all the black people, and so on. You see, this is a kind of Christian idea of serving, yeah. And I don't see it like that, of course. So for me, the service is to truth, or if you like, to God, which is a difficult word. So I would say that we're serving existence itself, which could mean, of course, that you're helping or serving the handicapped. We all have a life, we all have a kind of destiny, and this destiny is unfolding through our life. And at any moment in our life, there is some kind of situation, you can say, some kind of situation. And in this situation, you can, if you like, focus to yourself. And this self is almost certainly the ego self, the false self. And then you can have the idea, I want to be rich, or I want to be famous, or, I want to get something. So then you are serving, if you like, your own ego. So that's not the service that Jesus has in mind. So that somehow, I think, doesn't work. And very often the people who are strong Christians, who are wanting to serve, in some kind of subtle way, they're still serving their ego. Because by helping the handicapped, they feel sort of like, oh, I'm a good person, you see. And it seems to me this is completely the wrong idea of service. And I would say the right idea of service is that you serve existence. You serve whatever you're supposed to be doing. You follow what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're connected to your own being will tell you clearly what is that, what is that service? What are you supposed to do? And it changes, of course. Changes throughout your life. Yeah? And if you're really present, if you're really here, then you can connect inside to know what is your service in any moment. I would say that until about 22 years ago, when something happened, I was in service to my own ego. I was always thinking about what's the best deal for John David. I was always looking around, what can I get that will make me a bit more happy or make me a bit more feeling of okay or whatever it was. But it was always coming out of my own sense of lacking. I was lacking something, and therefore I was looking for something to make me feel complete or make me feel satisfied, something like this. And then something happened, and then since that time I feel I haven't been so involved in my ego. I have an ego, but I'm not so concerned about it. And by living more and more in the present moment, I see that in fact everything in my life I would say is a kind of service. But this service is not to somebody exactly. It's somehow it's in service to some kind of destiny that has been unfolding in the last years of my life.